Well, the Obama administration in damage control mode this morning after being hit with a trio of scandals, from the IRS targeting of conservative groups to the more recent revelation that the Department of Justice seized records without warrant from the Associated Press, phone records. Do these scandals reveal a pattern of corruption that leads straight to the White House? Let's talk to New York Post columnist Michael Goodwin. Plus, throw in Benghazi and Obamacare. And your headline is, O's scandals take the nation by storm.
Well, you know, Steve, the idea is that any one of these things would be enough to be a real scandal on their own. When they pile up like this in such quick succession, then you really have a pattern that goes to the heart of the administration. You can't isolate them, blame them on this one, that one, that one, but fundamentally this is about the administration itself. Sure. I conclude it's both corrupt and incompetent. You know,
the thing that the president has always had going for him with his personal popularity is the fact that people trusted him.
Right.
But now it looks like people in his administration, we don't know how high it goes, have told a bunch of lies.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're right about this. Sort of, he could defy political gravity because there was a personal appeal where they liked him, that they wanted him to succeed, and in fact, I think that's why, largely, one of the reasons he was reelected. But once you see here at this stage of thing now, where his policies have been in place for more than 4 years, all of his appointees have been out there. There's been plenty of time for the bureaucracy to reflect his views on things. And so what you have then are this succession of scandals that reflect his policies and his ideas and his people. And so then when the scandals hit and the press secretary is caught, you know, sort of being evasive, dodgy, sketchy, you know, making things up as you go along, all the credibility evaporates. And finally, just this thing with the Associated Press or the Justice Department seizing their phone records without telling them, it goes, I think, to a lot of Obama's base, which is the press. And so if you're going to go after the Associated Press, why not the New York Times too? Maybe they already have. So I think that there's a lot of fear and loathing right now in that press room in Washington.
Yeah, how does the White House reward the mainstream media for being lapdogs? Dogs by confiscating their phone records, which is crazy. We were talking how Politico, which is for the most part a lefty blog, their headline today, the town is turning on President Obama, and this is very bad news for this White House.
Right.
And in particular, if the press and the press corps turn on him, that's been his core. That's been his base.
Yes.
He would be in hot water.
Oh, sure. Well, look, and one of the things that's happened in Washington, this president never really had personal relations with Republicans. That was one of the problems why he could never make a big deal on the budget with John Boehner. And it turns out he doesn't have real relations with Democrats either. He doesn't talk to people, doesn't have them over, doesn't listen to them at all. It's very much above them, holier than thou, as Politico puts that in that piece. And so now when the president is isolated by these scandals, there's nobody rushing in to help him, nobody rushing to defend him because he has no real friends. I mean, fortunately or unfortunately, that is how Washington works. And if you burn all your bridges, then those people can't get to you when you need them.
Looks like vindication for people who had been warning about him all along.
Yes.
A great column in the New York Post today. Michael Goodwin, we thank you very much.
Thank you, Steve.
All right.